Joe, 3 wins out of 3, objectives achieved?
Yeah, some of them definitely. I think the performance probably today wasn't as good as it was last week and the week before, but we probably didn't have the scrum dominance last week. The scrum dominance allowed us to play off our ball and their ball and really keep them under pressure the whole time. We had to fight harder for what we got today, and I think it's a credit to the lads in very, very hot, humid conditions.
There were some very tired bodies and sore bodies out there towards the end of the second half, weren't there?
Yeah, towards the end of the first half, they weren't too flash, some of them either. So, when you had another whole 40 minutes in front of you, we tried to kind of probably just slow the game down a little bit. Not when we were in possession, although it looked like we were running in deep water at times, but to play to a few set pieces and to try to keep some structure around the game and not let it loosen up too much, because we know how dangerous Japan can be. But they just insisted on not kicking the ball out and on keeping the pressure on us, and they did a really good job of it.
I know you'll spend the summer reflecting and maybe feeding back to the players, but overall you're happy with how the tour has gone?
Oh, I'm delighted with the way it's gone, because we've got to know this young group of players. The coaches have had the opportunity to work with them. They've taken responsibility for working hard themselves, and people have emerged as leaders. Gary Ringrose normally gets to sit behind some very experienced players. He had to step up and lead by example, and I thought he did today. And he was well assisted by Luke Marshall in the midfield. Keith Earls has led off the pitch, but you've seen how good he's been on the pitch. Rhys Ruddock, as captain, has really been an impressive leader. So there's a whole mix of guys. Jack Conan, particularly last week when he got into the open spaces, just how dynamic and powerful he is. And I was delighted for Dev to get his 50th game today. It seems like the other day he was playing his first game, so I think Dev and I have probably both aged during that period, but he's been great for us as well in a leadership role. Kieran Marmion so often sitting behind Conor Murray and being led by Johnny Sexton or whoever's at 10, he really stepped up and led as well, particularly defensively. He covered enormous amounts of ground. So, for us, there's lots of positives. There's some guys who've got a fair bit of work to do at the same time, and it gives us a bit of a benchmark and a platform upon which we can hopefully start building.
Just one final word. You mentioned Keith Earls there. 9 tries this season, a record for an Irish player. It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, he is a champion bloke as well as a fantastic player. I think his ability to change direction, his speed, but also his intellect in the game, his skill in the game, his passing game is second to none, and people wouldn't even realise that. So he's multifaceted, but what people see most often is how quick he was and how his ability to break the line, and he did that in super style in America and here in Japan.
Joe, have a great summer. Thank you very much.